Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through Tuesday. Hope you guys have a good week ahead of you. Let's talk a little bit about business. Let's talk about transferable skills. Let's just philosophize a little bit. I think it's important to use the skills that you learn in other areas. So you may have learned a skill set on a job. There may be lessons within that skill set that you have obtained at your job that may transfer over into other areas of your life. Simple lessons. Doing a good job and paying attention while you work and using that time diligently, not being distracted. Some people are really distracted at work and they're always running their mouths and eating chips and looking on the internet, and some people are really hard workers and they're diligent. And you may have learned the value of that. Well, you could learn that value of hard work and discipline and focus, laser focus, that wow, this works for me in one area of my life. Maybe I could try this at the gym, in my relationships, in other areas, in my parenting. There's other ways that you can use those same skills. And you can do this in a lot of different areas of your life. A lot of people are wiser than they allow themselves to be. A lot of people hold themselves back and they look for others for answers. You look to the internet for answers. You look to authority for answers. You've been trained this way. People go around, grown men go through life just with this attitude of, I don't really know what's going on and I'm kind of an idiot. You're not. And you do know what's going on. You're just playing dumb. There's all kinds of lessons. I know guys that they go to the gym just as much as I do, and yet they play dumb in all these other areas of their life. And I'm like, but I learned these lessons in the gym and I can transfer them into my other areas of my life. Are you not making this connection? And no, they're not. So it takes some conscious awareness to even do a little bit of an inventory sometimes on what is it that I'm learning. You may go to your job every single day and do just a repetitive work, but you can sit down and think on your lunch break, what is it that I've actually learned? Even if it's the most basic stuff. I learned that if I show up on time, I don't get fired. I learned that if I show up on time every day for a year, I get a raise. I get looked at as a possible manager if I put in more work and put in more energy. Oh, well, maybe I could use that skill towards other areas of my life. Even for you guys out in the streets, so many people, see, I talk to a lot of people, I mentor a lot of guys, and I focus on people that are trying to make a come up, that are coming off of a bad time in their life, a bad season of their life, and trying to better themselves. So a lot of guys I've talked to are from the streets like I was, and I know what it's like to feel stupid, to feel poor, to feel at the bottom, like all of society is against you and there's really no opportunities for someone like me, to feel trapped, stuck. It's like quicksand. But that's just an outlook, it's a mentality. When I started getting into legitimate business, moving away from illegal business, because I had a whole life in the streets, but I realized I learned a lot of lessons, transferable lessons. I was a drug dealer for a while. Those lessons of drug dealing transferred over directly with the exact same skills that I needed in order to start a business. I had always been a fighter, and I've been in a lot of fights. I've been in more fights than I'm sure, and I don't know who's watching this, unless it's Conor McGregor or, you know, Floyd Mayweather. I would bet you your house that I've been in more fights than you. I'm not bragging. I have lots of missing teeth, and these are expensive to replace. My face is covered in scars, my whole body. I've had my ribs smashed in with baseball bats. You ever been beaten with baseball bats? That sucks. My own father shot at me. I've had enemies, man. I've gone to war with whole gangs, me and my brother, just the two of us, against an entire side of town. And we were not backing down. We were hitting these guys every weekend, like majorly. Had everybody shocked. So I took those skills. I could go on bragging about how tough I was in the streets. I don't like to do that. It triggers some people into being competitive, and then you want to start gangbanging on the fucking comments. But I took those skills that I had, those awful, terrible, self-destructive skills that just end you either dead or in prison. I took those skills and used them in business. So for example, my fighting spirit, when you started Motorcycle Shop, I don't know about other industries in this way, but in the motorcycle industry, it's very competitive and people are not supportive. When you start a shop, the other shops in town are not going to be happy about it. They're bummed because you're taking money out of their pocket. Oh, great. Another shop's opening up. You know, it's a drag. This is why you don't see a lot of mentoring within the motorcycle industry. It's very hard if you're young, like I was when I was starting out, to go and get someone to allow you to be an intern at their shop. I told bike builders, I'll just come here and work for free. Just let me hang out here for a couple hours. I'll do whatever you want, within reason. And you don't have to pay me or nothing. I just want to learn. They're not trying to help you with that because they know that you're just going to go start your own shop and become competition, and nobody wants that. You have to fight to learn. You have to fight to stay in business. Other shops will badmouth you. They'll try to ruin your reputation. They will, it turns into a big schoolyard battle. And I noticed right away that there was a lot of bullying and intimidation by the established bike builders. This is in any town, because I had a shop in Los Angeles, and I've had a shop in Florida here for 20 years. This year marks the 20th year that I've been in Florida. And I quickly realized, well, wait a minute. Me and my brother, we fought against whole gangs. We've gone to war, life or death war, with a whole mob. I'm not scared of some hippie chump, little trust fund bitch with his little chopper shop across town, talking shit, running his little bitch mouth. I'm not fucking scared of these guys. Are you kidding me? And I used that same type of aggressiveness, that same willingness, that ride or die attitude that I had in the streets to squash all my competition. And I watched people that were more successful than me when I started. When I started, we had nothing. And I watched people that were way more established and successful. I dreamed of being where they were at. And I watched those types go out of business. And here, me, this poor white trash, loser from the ghetto, still around, still have our shop. I've watched a generation of bike builders die out. And me, the last one anybody would have expected, the one that people talk shit about, that nobody supported, the one at the bottom, I fought my way to stay in it. Watched everybody leave, close their shops down, and I stayed. And I said, oh, I'm going to fight it. We have a bad economy. 2007, 2008, right when Obama got elected, the economy tanked. Some of you don't remember. You weren't in business. If you owned a business at that point, you remember it well. There was a major collapse of motorcycle shops all over the country. They were shutting down every week. We fought to stay alive. We did what we had to tighten our belts and to operate as slim as possible. I was willing to not take as much of a profit so we could reinvest, and so other people that were working with us, my brother and others that were working with us, so they could get paid. I know what it's like to eat top ramen. Just because I got a house with a pool and I live a good life doesn't mean I can't suffer for a season with frozen burritos and top ramen. I grew up that way. So I use these transferable skills in every angle that I can. The economy's getting tough now. Everything is through the roof, man. My insurance in the house has gone up. My insurance for my car, I bought a Mustang. I'm going to warn you right now, insurance on a muscle car is expensive. If you can't afford the insurance, don't buy the car. I got bills that you would not believe right now. Maybe you do. Maybe you can relate. But I'm not freaked out about it because I have transferable skills. I've been homeless. I know what it's like to be poor. I know how to be poor. I know how to be poor and be happy. Some people look back at poverty as the worst time of their life. I don't, because I know how to do it. I can do it again. So think about today. Some of you people that are down on yourself. Oh, you're worthless. You're a loser. You have nothing. You're going nowhere. Stop that shit. Do a little inventory on some of your skill sets, some of the things that you've learned throughout your life. Think about some of the hard times you've been. You got through it. Sure, maybe you got dumped and you got through it. It sucks being dumped. It sucks having your heart broken. You ever really had your heart broken, like broken, and then gotten through it? Oh, that's an amazing lesson. If you've had that happen to you, you are so much stronger than so many other people out there that haven't had that. And you can use that in other areas of your life to be able to handle rejection, to be able to move on from a hardship. That's an incredibly powerful skill. You're a lot smarter and a lot more powerful than you give yourself credit for. That's lesson number one. Food for thought.